Welcome back for the Divine Feminine Update. Yes, we cover masculine, feminine, karmic, third party, as well as the weekly edition with super chats. Come through, click the bell, or feel free to join our YouTube membership to get your content ahead of the crowd. Without further ado, let's get into your update. Goodness me, Divine Feminines. This week's energy looks super interesting. Could be because of the position of Mercury. Nevertheless, let's get into the read and see what is coming through for you. Now, straight off the bat, I had to sit here and think about the title, especially because I do channel for the collective and I am a twin flame myself. So I get the conundrum. Okay, what I'm seeing through the crowning energy, a few things can be playing out for you guys this week. I really do feel, at a point, there's a lot of chemistry. There definitely is chemistry within the connection. I definitely feel certain situations are popping off this week. It could have already played out, and it's where you stand right now. So, A, it could be the person is pulled in a different direction temporarily, and you're thinking up in your head, or B, it is a circumstance that you're mulling over personally, and there's a lack of motivation, but it's not because there's no attraction. It is because you want to be so much more than a one night. Okay, you're wanting so much more. Some of you are thinking, and sometimes we do get very protective of our vessels. We do get very protective of our temples, so to speak, and it's very natural. It's evolution. It's the way it's supposed to go. There could be a feeling that the attention is not given to you in the shape or form that you directly are feeling is really what your resume is. But there also could be a time in which there is a delay. You're wanting to go slow for some of you. Some of you, it's almost like you're taken back, right? You're wanting to take things slow. Some of you could be revoking this altogether. It never will work in a manipulating sense. It's like choose to if you choose to if you choose not to. You get my gist. So it's not a tactic in any shape or form. Sometimes, though, spiritually, we just have to step back and say, look, I can't go there. I need something. I want something to wrap up before you're ready to give it to me because I want the whole cake. I don't just want some crumbs. And that's fair enough. Now, for some of you, this could be in relation to feeling like you were connected, feeling like, somebody's not going to come and cut your lunch. And I totally grasp that concept. I also feel there could be a circumstance relating to family and tribe that is cropping back up or cropped back up. And this could have taken you off kilter. And so there's a delay to maybe the, how would I say it? The movement. Okay, so it feels like there's a delay. You're wondering to yourself, okay, what's the holdup? What is going on? I don't think it's that you have, some of you, it's like you haven't let a wound go. Yeah, it's like, but they're not letting you go. Okay, they're not letting go. It's not that they're rejecting you. It's not that you're rejecting them. There's something in the mix that's panning out at this point in time. And you're like, look, I know my benchmark. I know what I want. Some of you, it's like, okay, I'm gonna hold steadfast. I know exactly what I want. And I feel you have a great deal of confidence in that, especially those of you that are communicating and maybe moving towards union. There is another group of you that are feeling not chosen. Spiritually, though, there is this dreams come true energy coming up. It's like if you move into the crown chakra, this situation, heaven sent, for some, it could have been that there was a tribal member that transcended over. There could be something going on. You're spiritually interconnected, telepathically as well. Separately, I do see that there is a dynamic here where a dream can come true, an end of a cycle, a brand new beginning. You're kind of meditating upon it. It's coming through from the 5D into the 3D. Now, I do particularly feel that whatever this dynamic was in the past, it is moving to the past, but it's clearing it out. It's like wrapping up a karmic cycle, clearing a situation out. This could be a belief system, a feeling, You were very direct in knowing what you want. And I keep going back to the title of the video. I want so much more than a knight. It's like you're playing for keeps here. You're like, I'm playing for keeps. I know what I want. That is what I'm wanting. I'm playing for keeps. I do feel some of you could get up in your head and feel this is just never going to be possible, especially if you can see a few blocks, in the path ahead. It could be due to a past tense person, an individual, a tribal situation. There could be movement that is happening very quick, and it's happening quick. I mean, I'm looking at this aeroplane on the card, and I'm seeing this energy psychically as Jupiter. It's like movement. Yes, for some of you, it could be a holiday, it could be a flight, having to move towards each other. You can be linked to a person from a different culture. But it definitely feels that something quite magical is set to happen. If you are in the mindset of thinking this is absolutely impossible, it's not going to work, there is some sort of spiritual clearing you're doing. And by doing such, you're actually opening that path. But while you're psychologically mulling over it, it tends to energetically block it. My guides are also saying there is something you don't need to do. So if you're putting this expectation onto yourself, or you're thinking the only way that this is going to come about is if I do X, Y, and Z, yeah, in some instances, yes, but you feel to a degree some of your power is taken, and that particularly can be if it's their karmic cycle to wrap up, not yours. Okay, dolls? So the creativity, I don't necessarily feel it's that you're not creative or... Good gosh, I remember back to this energy. If some of you are having a question like, do I even feel anything for this person anymore? And that'll be more so for those of you that have been in separation for a while, haven't had any communication, and you're kind of wondering if you even love that person. And I think we get into that headspace. It's very natural. I always would say to myself, until that situation presents itself in front of me, I won't respond for myself because I just don't know. And so, you'll go in the day by day. One week it's going to be full grace and it's going to be, gee, I love this person to the moon and back. The next it can be resentful. The next it can be detached. Perfect, never in any set order. I feel some of you could be in that conundrum at this point in time. There is a particular individual that might be nagging at you a little bit like a puppy dog, kind of ripping at feet. I do feel that individual is a separate person, though. This could also be the memory of how things used to be. You do want to be happy. You are focused on your happiness. You're focusing on the future and holidays and image changes, getting the confidence back in your body and your self-esteem. There could be some grand projects that you're moving towards as well at a very separate level. And there is something wrapping up here, but it's causing a trigger in some of you. So this person might have even discussed it with you, their deep, intimate feelings or their intentions. This also could have come through in the dream state, because especially for those of you prior to reconciliation, there tends to be dream states that come through quite lucid. Could it be triggering you? Yes. For some of you that have attachments, it's still going to. You could be talking to some friends. You could be going to some group sessions, talking to friends. But I'm also hearing painting pictures in your head of them singing Kumbaya with all the karmics in a circle. Yeah, don't do that to yourself. It's not real. Yeah, so, my guides are asking me to say to you, remember back to a karmic situational ship you had. Could you go back to it? Could you? Because if you are psychologically thinking this person is going to go back to a karmic individual, it is a wrapping up cycle. So, in one way, it's showing here at a foundation. You wish you could turn time back, 100%, and get the commitment back then, and things would have been better. We all go through that. But I also feel some of you were thinking that they're very committed to this past path, and they're just going to stay there. They've made their bed. They're going to lie in it. They're saying that, yes, utilize your previous experience in your own life of ending a karmic cycle, but also know that their situation does pan out differently. So if, for instance, you were with a karmic and it was very toxic and you enabled and you were like, gee, I wish I left that situation earlier. It took me ever so long. There's generally, once you spiritually heal on that belief system, they will heal theirs 20 times quicker. So especially if things have been lagging on, you may be sending into the ethers that, you know, you'd been in a karmic situation before and it was this and it was that, and that's the reason why. What I'm saying is there's something spiritually that is, it's almost like psychic attacks. You are bored with the status quo. You are fed up. It's almost like the roll of the eyes. I'm looking to the female with the butterfly. You're like, look, transformation. Dragons could fly. I do think what you may see is something happening very radically, and you knew it was coming. You'd been praying and hoping it would come, but this is going to come quite quickly. Some of you, this quick change may even be very different to how you thought it was going to pan out, and I don't think that's a bad thing. They're also making reference to what you're seeing in social media, be it you're checking their profiles or hearing gossip through, you know, other individuals, even stalking karmics pages. That's for some of you, not all of you. What's being shown is a pretty picture, but my guides are showing me what's happening behind the scene is something totally different. Okay, you have an inkling something isn't finished. Some of you are worried about how this person is going to recover after a karmic cycle. Like, is it going to take a long time? Are they going to be up in their head? Are they going to be affected by this? Yeah, you can't do the work for them, dolls. You got to relax the energy of that. Relax, relax into it. Sounds counterproductive. They're making reference to a lot of divine masculine's healing has happened inside of a karmic situation. Okay. What does divine feminine need to know, please? I'm telling you, you're looking fed up. Tired, run down, fed up. You guys need a rest. You guys need to recover. I can see some social events coming up. Universe is bringing some things in that are quite productive and positive to heighten your vibration. This is going to keep you busy for a little bit. This person's already chosen you, dolls. This person's got, but once you relax your energy, they're saying they're doing the work. They're saying they're coming in towards you. This person's already planning out your future together. They're in a bit of a pickle, but they're saying don't let you be in a pickle. Don't be in a pickle because they're in a pickle. It's not about you. It's not your fault. Okay, second story coming through now. Okay, they wanted me to give you this last message. They're saying, for those of you that were in communication, if you were intimate of late, of recently, if you've second-guessed yourself and said, gosh, why did I do that? My guides are saying don't stress. If there has been a conflict between you and this individual and a misunderstanding, they're also reiterating, do not worry. It's going to be okay. If it's made you second-guess yourself and you're thinking you're going to be rejected because of disagreement, they're also saying relax into that. Feel free to come through and get some coaching. But they're saying relax. Love and light. I will see you next week. Let's see what comes through this week for the joint connection. We're having it on the weekend come through. And yes, we do have the super chats. If you do want this content ahead of the crowd, come through and join our beautiful YouTube membership. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.